Chasing Tales, Episode 43, Breakfast at Pinky.
Welcome back to Chasing Tales. Jack should arrive in Starlight today. Now, ready with the plan, they are beginning to show some progress. Let's check in.
Pink wakes up in her cottage to the sound of someone in the kitchen. She assumes it's Talon, so she gets dressed and wanders in when she's ready. When she arrives in the kitchen, Jack has his back to her making breakfast. Brandish sits at the table.
Morning, sunshine.
Cornelius, Jack, I'm so glad to see you.
It's only been a couple of days, Pink.
Well, I missed you anyway. For some parts of me, it seems like longer.
Jack turns away from the eggs to greet her. He looks at least 10 years younger. She hugs him. There is a knock at the door.
Come in, Talon.
The front door opens and Talon comes in carrying a basket.
Good morning.
Talon, look who's here.
Good to have you back, Jack. I just brought muffins. I can go if you want.
No, Talon, stay. The more the merrier.
Talon, you look different than I remember.
It's the challenge.
Yeah, he gave up being master of the system. Sirik took over his job.
Oh, why's that? War too much for you, Talon?
Let's just say Sirik convinced me that he could do better. So, I'm letting him try.
Jack serves up eggs and toast with coffee.
Aislinn didn't come with you?
He couldn't. He's leading the plan. He did say he misses your noise in his head, though.
Blech.
Brandish pushes the plate away from him, disinterested. Talon gets up and brings a bottle and sets it in front of him.
Now that's more like it.
Talon is not interested in food either, so he dumps spoon after spoon of sugar into his coffee, and so much cream that even Pink won't drink it. She eats happily. She takes a sip of coffee and looks at Jack.
Jack, how did you get so young?
It's being home. You aren't as old as you were the last time I saw you either. You're starting to look like your old self again. I missed your original face.
So it wasn't the waiver, Sirik, who changed my looks.
Have you started to remember things yet?
A little, but the tattoo suppression is still in place.
I'm surprised you didn't get that removed first.
This whole thing has been a lot. I'm just doing my job, minding God's business, when I found out that I'm more than I thought. The God I believed in is a phony, and I was a slave all that time. Then I go on a diplomatic mission only to be trapped. I've been working beside my brother for 20 years and didn't know it, and I betrayed my people when they needed me most. What else is there?
Brace yourself.
Great. Well, at least you're here now. What's the plan?
Ace has cooked up something simple. Once we free Manalian, there'll be a battle, staged to distract them. This'll get you into the throne room. I need you to hold them till Ald appears. He'll take care of them, and then hopefully we'll get to negotiate.
I'd like to take Jesus and Lucy with me for my talk. That'll put them in position. Ald and his family will have to act quickly if we're going to eliminate them.
Trouble is, we still need Manalian. Noid says he's imprisoned in plain sight, but no one knows where he is.
I know where he is.
Why didn't you say so before?
Well, no one asked me.
Well,
He's trapped in Metatron's mind. Lucy's been guarding Metty and she never knew why.
How the heck do you know?
It's all in that book Max sent. I read it last night when we got here.
Jack, you didn't wake me?
No, I didn't know how you'd be. You're grumpy sometimes.
Jack digs the book out of the box. Gladys Degby's God's Catalogue. Brandish touches the book and it opens to the page that they need. Pink grabs the book and slides it across the table.
Looks like Metatron would be the only choice. She's the only one powerful enough to contain him.
Does it say how to get him out?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, I could do it. I don't just open doors, you know.
Brandish stands up and stumbles around the table.
But we'll need you at Heaven's Gates to free...
Boop.
He touches Pink on the forehead. She passes out. Talon and Jack carry her to her room and put her in bed. Jack comes back out to the kitchen, where Brandish is finishing the bottle.
What did you do?
I just gave her back what she was missing.
Pink cries out in her sleep.
She's alright. She's just dreaming.
Is she gonna be back to herself before we drop the plan?
She's strong. She'll be alright.
In the club, Sarah sits in the back office, refiling everything.
I don't know which alphabet you use to file this stuff, Jack. It sure is a mess.
After a few hours, she has it all sorted. She takes Jack's carefully written instructions to heart. She moves out of her office and stands at the bar.
Al, could you order all the stuff for the bar you need? And pick up another box of napkins and some tea lights when you order.
Sure thing, Sarah. Say, you're pretty good at this.
Time management practice, soon I'll be busy.
She rubs her still flat belly thoughtfully. Sarah goes back to the office and looks through the contacts. She calls for scheduling and to let their regular performers know what is changing. Kevin sits in the studio with Thurston, recording voice work for the next show. Eric and the boys practice in the club with Will directing. Things are running smoothly. In the meditation hall in heaven, Jesus and Noid sit together in silence. Their meditation session ends with the gong. Noid looks at Jesus meaningfully. They rise and bow to each other. Jesus walks out into the sunlight. He brushes his fingers along the great horn. He puts his hand on the scanner in the courtyard.
Jesus, you have an appointment with Lachesis in the Great Library.
He wanders off to the fountain park, whistling to himself. For the first time in 200 years, he has hope. Gabriel watches Jesus, suspicious of his good mood, and no bottle in sight. He opens his wings and flies away. In Lucy's throne room, Metatron and Lucy sit playing cards. Lucy watches Metty's face as she sorts through the suits.
Do you know where Minalien is kept?
Odd question. Why do you care?
I don't really. Someone mentioned him the other day, and I had forgotten where they imprisoned him.
I couldn't say. They don't share as much as Ald used to do.
Do you ever miss him?
Who, Ald? Sure, the job was less shady then. Do you miss him?
Every day. Since the split, it's all I think about, really. If he ever escapes, it'll be nice to have the family back together.
Do you think that's likely?
Not really. But I can dream, can't I?
Metatron considers this. Something inside her stirs, making her queasy.
You all right, Metty? You look a bit green about the mouth.
She drinks a cup of water and it subsides.
Yeah, I'm okay. You gonna play a discard?
Lucy discards, and Metatron spreads 4 3s and 3 4s.
Oh, damn, beaten again. Want to play another round?
Sure, things aren't as busy without Pink.
Do you miss that?
Not really, she was a handful.
Well, yes, but she was very useful, don't you think?
Almost more trouble to keep than she was worth.
How do you mean?
She was ambitious and curious. It's not surprising they imprisoned her. She could only be trouble.
Yes, I suppose you are right.
Cyric arrives at Pink's to find Jack staring quietly into his coffee at the kitchen table. Brandish has passed out with a bottle dangling from his fingers.
Glad to see you. Why the face, Jack?
Brandish opened Pink's mind for her.
Talon comes into the room.
She's unconscious and dreaming, Cyric. She'll be alright.
Cyric wanders into her room and pats her forehead with a damp cloth. Inside her head, things are not going as well. Currently, she is free-falling into a chasm, waiting to splash into the river below. When she hits the water, she turns into a fish. The flow around her informs her in a torrent of visions. It feels like being caught in the rushing current of a waterfall, pelted with memories of her life before heaven, before Helga. In Starlight, Sirik places a hand on her head and lifts the lid on one of her eyes. Her blue eye is rolled back. She mumbles something incoherent. He rises and goes back into the kitchen.
I have business elsewhere today. Keep an eye on her, Talon.
You don't even have to ask.
Brandish, looking to get away, open Pink's mind. How will she cope with the new information? How will this affect the plan? And what will this mean for Sirik? Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Chasing Tales, episode 44, Gaslit.
Thank you for listening to Chasing Tales, episode 43, Breakfast at Pinky's. Please like, share, and leave a comment. Now it's time to thank my friends who make this all happen, the Buttermakers. The Minted Guide plays Jack and Talon. The Ginger Rager narrates. I voice Pink, Sarah, the computer, and Metatron. Prony Maloney voices the announcer and Brandish. Viper beautifully voices Lucy. The Gingerbread Man voices Sirik. Alamo Gull Citizen voices Al the bartender. All sound effects are sourced from YouTube except guns. Those come from Creeper. This show is written and produced by me. The Gingerbread Man is my wing-dang doodle and story advisor. Thanks for coming by, and come and listen to the story as it unfolds. This is Pink Salmon signing off. See you on the clip side.